this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I'm going to show you how to cook one of my favourite breaded foods in the air fryer, and that is air fryer spam fritters. If you've not cooked spam in the air fryer yet, it's absolutely delicious and this recipe is just so easy to follow. Well, before we dive into this recipe, I just wanted to suggest that you head over to RecipeThis.com. We've got more than 1,200 kitchen gadget recipes, including recipes for the air fryer, instant pot, slow cooker, soup maker, bread maker, microwave, Ninja Foodie, and many others. We also have a free weekly newsletter, which you can find on the homepage of RecipeThis.com, or you can find it on RecipeThis.com/newsletter. And there you can get our best kitchen gadget recipes sent to your inbox every Friday morning. Now let's talk spam fritters. So what do you actually need to make spam fritters in the air fryer? Well, of course, you'll need a container of spam. I'm really impressed because I now have spam that doesn't have one of those annoying can openers attached that takes forever. So it's in a tub, so I'm excited to try it this way. And then of course you'll also need a production line, and that'll be a bowl with the flour, a bowl with the egg, and a bowl with the breadcrumbs. So the idea is that the spam goes in the flour, it goes in the egg, and then it goes in the breadcrumbs before being transferred into the air fryer basket. My lovely husband Dominic, who's a chef, is going to show you how to do this. But first, what I recommend you do is you season those bowls. There's nothing worse than breaded food or fried food that has not been seasoned correctly. So what I recommend you do is you keep the eggs simple and just add salt and pepper to the eggs. And then to the flour, I recommend a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of chicken seasoning. Chicken seasoning just works well with many types of breaded food. And then as well as those, I recommend some salt and pepper in the flour as well. And then your last bowl is your breadcrumbs. This is your top layer, so it's most important is the seasoning in this one. So this is where I recommend that you add a lot more of your seasoning. So 2 tablespoons of each of the seasonings that you're adding. So we're doing oregano and parsley. Parsley is brand new and you know when it's hard to open. There we go, add some more in of that. And then as well as that, you'll want some salt and pepper. And then you want a spoon to give everything a quick mix. So your flour bowl. Breadcrumbs. The tip with your breadcrumbs is you want them to actually change colour from the seasoning. So that's a sign that you haven't put enough in if you've not got a nice colour to it. And I always mix the egg last because you don't want to mix the egg, then mix the breadcrumbs, and then you'll end up with a bit of egg in your breadcrumbs. So then mix your egg, and that is your production line ready to go. So now it's a case of slicing and flour bowl, egg bowl, breadcrumb bowl. But it's over to Dominic now because he's going to show you how the professionals do it. Right, can of spam to hand, or little container as it is. I can't wait to see how well this chops because I've never actually used spam like this before. Oh, it looks hard to get into. Oh no, comes out perfectly. Hey Dominic.
It does, it's a lot better than the can.
New find. So, for perfect spam fritters in the air fryer, we found that 4 is the perfect amount. So if you slice it down the middle, like Dominic's done, and then you chop in your middle again in half to make 4 equal sized pieces of spam. And I've seen a new trend doing the rounds for the air fryer, and that's literally where you just do that and then cut it into sizes of chips or fries and then just air fry it without the breading, which looks quite interesting. So now you chopped your spam up, it's ready for your production line. So first into the flour, and then into the egg. Make sure it's well drenched in the egg so that the breadcrumbs are going to be sticking to it. And then the final one is into the flavoured breadcrumbs. Just give it a good coating, and then it's perfect for air frying. The more effort you put into that, the better, because if you don't, then you'll find a lot of the breading will come off in the air fryer and they just won't be as good. So again, flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. If you see how much he's coating it in it, and there you've got 2 done. And that's all 4. And they're now ready to be going in the air fryer. And if you have a look at those, they look absolutely fantastic. And if you noticed how he added extra breading to the top of them just to make sure it sticks, because sometimes it just needs a little bit extra TLC to get the breading properly on it before you air fry them. So now it's time to put the spam fritters into the air fryer. A good thing is to keep them on a plate, and then you can fridge them, because sometimes they do fall apart a bit when you air frying them. So you just want to find space in the air fryer. You can very easily fit a pack of spam fritters in the air fryer. And in fact, you could probably get away with 2 packs depending on how many of you you're feeding, because if you just look at that air fryer basket, how much space there actually is in there. You could actually imagine taking that to 8 slices and not 4. So then, once you've got them in the air fryer basket, turn on your air fryer, and then you're looking for a temperature of 180 Celsius. And then you're looking for a time of 8 minutes. And then press start. And we've beeped. So shall we check on our spam fritters? Oh, and before we do, would you like a laugh? Filming in a country cottage in Yorkshire in England, and it's an amazing kitchen and perfect for our videos. But there's not that many different utensils to choose from, and I always forget ones from home. So this is what I'm using to get the spam fritters out with. So let's have a look at these spam fritters. And wow, don't they look fantastic? The spam fritters cook time is only 8 minutes, and that's mainly because spam doesn't need cooking. You're just making the crispy breading on it. And they're not really sticking to the bottom of the air fryer either, which is good. And then, wow, look at that. Doesn't that have a fantastic crisp on it as well? And then for mess in the air fryer, what are we talking? Oh, we've just got a bit of crummy mess, as I call it, in the bottom of the air fryer from some of the breading. But you can just sprinkle it out into a bag and it cleans up really, really easily. And the spam fritters are cool enough for me to try and just show you how great they are. I mean, first of all, don't they keep their shape fantastically? And if you love spam, then you'll love this. I'm a huge spam addict. I know a lot of my generation can't stand it and are disgusted by it, but I think it's amazing. That is so, so nice. My granddad used to do me spam fritters in the frying pan when I was little, and they used to have this really, really old frying pan that he'd probably had for 30 years, but they made the best ever spam fritters. And the same for corned beef as well. So if you fancy something different in the air fryer, then grab a can of spam. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.